What's up, guys? Bullvat the Fell-Handed here, bringing you the Art of the Bat Part 8. Here we are on Highway, standard battle. The greens have the northeast spawn, the reds have the southwest spawn. Typically, what I try to do on this board is head towards A1. Of course, I don't head directly towards A1, let's be honest. I go to E5, right under the bridge. And as a medium tank driver, as a bad chat tank driver, you'll realize going to under the bridge there at E5 is going to give you a wealth of spotting and side shot opportunities here. It is a flanker's wet dream going to that bridge. Now you do have to be careful if they are posted up at say J7, just going up the line there. They can tip over that little hump and dump rounds into your side or your back depending on your orientation. So you want to be very careful. If they're slow to push up that flank, you're going to catch some hell from that other side. So you're going to want to be very cautious. You have to spend a little bit of time under the bridge and a little bit of time on the hill here, which of course they both have their own strengths and weaknesses. If you're right here in the position I'm at, you can take shots there from D1. If you are under the bridge, obviously you can take shots there from E7. So you want to know the weaknesses and strengths of each particular area where you're at on the map. You just need to really have excellent situational awareness. As I've said before, you want to be running the large tactical map so you can see whom is where exactly. The main thing here is you want to be ready to bug out at any time, because occasionally some people do get tired of your shit and multiple tanks will come down in this hole to roll you. So right now we're keeping an eye on the left there, because shots can come out from there anytime depending on how far up that side the reds are. You've also got to keep that bat chat game in check, because we all tend to have those feelings where we feel like we can just run up there to E1 and clip that guy. And you know, we always assume he's the only one up there and we can just go up there and clip him. But you always have to be wary of the guy sitting at H1 on the hill on Overwatch on the guy from E1. You know, there's always TDs, and lately there's always been heavy campers. So you have to be very careful, because there's probably a lot of nasty shit behind whomever you wish to roll. Keep this in mind. If you want to roll someone, think about your background first. Think about what's behind him. Think about what tanks most likely like to post up in that area. Not even talking about the map, just what you remember from other games, what tanks primarily use that position. You know, like for example, the hills on Abbey, you know, the cap area on Abbey. TDs are always posted up there. So if you're rolling somebody, you know, 200 meters ahead of that area and you get shot by a TD, well, it's your own fucking fault. So you have to just be very cautious when you prepare to roll someone. And that's typically, you know, what people like to do in the bat chat, and I'm trying to rein you boys in, because, you know, we all get trigger happy. It happens to all of us, even myself included. Me probably more so, because I really like going in there and spraying people up. Now you'll notice I'm getting really close before I'm firing here, and that's what you want to do. And when you get in this position, you do want to manually aim. I tried to go for the tracks there and it just didn't happen. He ended up missing the shot. But when you get in a situation like that, where yes, you can penetrate the side fairly easy without even, you know, with just over the shoulder kind of scoping there, right shouldering, you want to scope it in when you go around the back of an E3, E4, because more often than not you'll hit an angled part and it will bounce and you'll kind of look like an asshole. You'll waste a shot, you didn't get a kill, so on and so forth. So you want to be very cautious. You want to pick your shots, and you also want to know when to push, when to fall back, that sort of thing. Now, I've said some of this in some of my other videos. I'm going to go ahead and say it now. You know, the humorous aspect, people may or may not have been taking me seriously. Either way, you know, the other ones I did just for humor. This is for real talk. You always want to be advancing when you're reloading. Unless you are engaged, you want to be advancing. And that's just across the board. If, you know, you are not actively engaged, you need to be advancing when you're reloading. And that's just how it is. And the reason for that is you want to time out your mags. You know, you've got 38 seconds, 40 seconds for reload. You want to have it ready. As soon as the gun comes up, you want to be in a position where you can empty it out. And that's just it's scripture. You just need to do that. That's good tanking sense. As soon as any tank with any clip comes up, you want to be in a position where you can empty it. Kind of like we are here. You know, moments after the gun comes up, I'm in a perfect position to pounce on this Death Star. Of course, I was waiting on the homies to light him up. And, you know, you want to use your allies. You know, your allies are there to help you. You know, and I don't like to make clutch shots that far away. I'm not really a fan of that. I get tagged by the D-Star, but we managed to survive. Normally, when you're making those clutch shots, you want to get closer. You know, you want to get as close as you can. Try to do what you can. And, you know, sometimes there's only so much you can do. Like in this instance, you know, I could have evaded the Death Star indefinitely, but of course, when help comes, there's not a whole lot I can do. And, you know, that's kind of harking back to my other videos. You have to have a cool head when you run this bat chat. You know, mediums, yes, but bat chat more so, because it lacks the things that a lot of mediums have. It's lacking the amazing accuracy. It's lacking the gun time. You know, it's lacking the penetration. So there's a lot of it that it's lacking that you as a player have to make up for. Granted, it has the clip, but if you've ever watched me, I mean, dude, the rounds, they just go all over the fucking place. So you have to make up for that with skill. So, like I said previously, your one takeaway from this video needs to be, when you are reloading, you need to be advancing unless you are engaged. Obviously, if you're engaged, you've got other things to worry about, like the tanks shooting at you. If you're not engaged, you need to be advancing. Get up there, time your clips out. You know, it's all fun and games the first, 10 guys on the battlefield. But, you know, when it gets down to the last 5, yeah, you kind of need to have, you already need to have your clips spaced out. You know, and it's that point where you don't really want a long shot. You don't want a long dick. You kind of want to go in for the kill. Make sure you get your penetrations. And it's all about stacking damage, just like any other tank. You want to improve your quantifiable metrics, if you will. The things that are observable by other players, by yourself. You want to improve those. You always want to get better. You never want to get worse. That's why I say, hey, you need to track your stats every day. You track your stats, you're aware whether you're doing good or bad, and that's what is going to make you a better player. Because if you're aware that you are doing shitty, you can make attempts to rectify that. And that's what it's all about. The whole reason I'm doing this is for you guys to get better. I want everybody to get better in their bat chat skills. Guys, thank you for watching Art of the Bat Chat 8.